Hello, everybody. Welcome to our coffee chat. I'm Sierra Busch. I'm the founder of Creative Edge Travel, and I have been doing these live coffee chats every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, just as a way to connect with you, share a little bit more, and introduce you to some of our friends in Italy. And I'm really excited today to introduce you to Riccardo. And our topic is going to be about the Italian language and why Italians sing when they sing, why this language is so enticing and expressive and beautiful. Riccardo has a really big passion for the history of the Italian language, and he connects that with the experiences that he does with us in Tuscany and other places too. So Riccardo, welcome. Thanks for coming. And maybe you could share a little bit about who you are, where you are, and what in the world you're wearing.
At the first time, thank you very much, Sierra, because I like so much your agency. We work together in the world of tourism, and I like so much your style. The first time I must say this, and I'm sure that the people that follow you, maybe they think like me. So my name is Riccardo Starnotti. I am from Florence, Tuscany, and I live some part of the year in Tuscany and some part in Spain because we have also an agency that we became travel in Italy. But you say me with this dress because I like so much Dante Alighieri. Who is Dante? Dante is the great poet, the poet that wrote the Divine Comedy, the Hell, Purgatory, and Paradise. And if today in Italy we speak the Italian language, this beautiful language with this song, because Dante 700 years ago wrote this opera that the 90% that words inside this opera we speak today in the Italian language. And Dante, we speak about this, the great poet, because in this opera, The Divine Comedy, he wrote for everything. Don't wrote in the Latin. At that time, the best people, that the best literary opera was in Latin, and he decided to write in vulgar language. And before to start to write in the first Italian language, he studies something about about the best Italian language. At the end, decided to write in the Florentino language and wrote the Divine Comedy. And I studied so much this opera. In 2009, we opened the Cultural Association, the Friends of Dante in Casentino Valley. Casentino is the first valley where the River Arno was born, between Florence and Arezzo. And we make some nights where we explain about Dante, and also we prepare a tours for people for every part in the world in this valley where Dante stayed during the first year of his exile, and there he wrote more part of the Hell and a part of Purgatory. So in this travel, we go in the castles, in the eremi, in the sanctuary where Dante stay. I make like a guide. I am an official guide and explain sometimes some information like a guide. And after I put the dress and explain something about Dante with the dress. So after we make the photo, and after this we go to start to try the best of the dish of the this valley. So we make before the mystic phase, and after we go the mastics. So we go to eat the best things during this travel. And if you think like we know, if because you try to find the best in Italy for to make a really good experience for your people that follow you, and I'm really happy to stay here with you and with your people.
Yeah, thank you. So, Riccardo, you and I were organizing some of these experiences for some of our guests for Creative Edge right before the coronavirus hit. So I'm looking forward to getting back to that. Hopefully, we had to postpone that trip, but we're excited to to include this experience, because that the idea that you dress up and you assume the character of Dante and really make it an immersive experience in a very unique way. So right now you're wearing what would have been sort of a traditional dress that Dante would have worn. Is that right?
Yes. Try to imagine that you see me now with the red dress. During the Middle Age, when there are people that are important, lawyer or jurist or people that write poetry, every time during the Middle Age, the colors of these people are purple or red. The purple, if you see some people of the church, it's like a dress black with purple. And you can see also in Rome, on every place with there is a church. And in the iconography about Dante, because Dante he was the first great poet and wrote something really important. Every painter always make this dress with Dante, because Dante don't put every time this dress. Maybe when he was arrived to do to be a best important people in Florence, the name is Priore. It's like the Sindaco today. And in these 2 months that he arrived in this place in Florence, he maybe put a dress like this. But in the future, every painter say, Dante wrote the Divine Comedy, it's a best poet. So when they painted Dante like this, and you can see painter like Michelangelo, Raffaello, the same Leonardo, Botticelli, and always Giotto, it's like a contemporary painter of Dante, always paint Dante with this dress. And also another poetry like Francesco Petrarca, Giovanni Boccaccio with the Decamerone, always they painted with the red dress. So when you see a really important people or person that the Middle Age or the Renaissance with this red color, because he wrote something important. And now you can see me like this because I try to explain the Divine Comedy, and also now I stay to write a book from Dante that I hope also to translate in English. Maybe I ask to you to make this, because I like so much your formula to painting, because you have a really beautiful sensibility, because you are a painter. I like so much your opera, and I like so much how you make your communication, and you go from to the it, you go from to the painter to the language, and you have always something curious and really beautiful when you call some people in your breaking coffee or tea. So thank you very much for this opportunity.
Oh, thank you. It's a pleasure to have you. So that's a really good tip you just gave. When you're at a museum looking at particularly Renaissance art, I would guess, if you see a character that's painted with a red dress, we can know that that's probably someone important. So that's a cool tip. I'll have to keep an eye out for that. So they say that the true Italian language comes from Florence. Is that true?
So it's a really good question. If you ask this a person that live in center of Florence, they say yes, we are the best. We are. So try to imagine. I am from Florence because my father is from Florence, and my mother is from Casentino Valley. I live because my father is divorced, but I live some time in Florence and some time in Casentino. So Dante, before to start to write the Divine Comedy, because it was during his exile, he listened every typology of dialetto. So he go in the zona of the Marche, go in the Emilia Romagna, in Rome. He speak about with the people live in Sicily, in Puglia, in Veneto. So he wrote another opera. His name is the Vulgari Eloquentia. It's the Latin terminal. And he say, I listen this dialetto, I listen this, and at the end, I prefer to write with the language that give me the milk when I was young. So the language of my father and my mother, because they knows with this language, they loves with the language, they love, sorry, with the language, and I prefer to write with the language that for my infancia, when I was young. So he started to write like this, and also with because there is another point for the Florentine language, because it's too easy to pat or catch the word, or you can pat another at the end, and it's so a little bit more musical than another, because if you listen a Romance dialetto, it's more so the Roma, it's like this. If you go in Sicily, they are really beautiful, but he utilizes most the O and U when they speak. Also, if you go in Sardinia, it's really strong, beautiful, but they U, U. And in Tuscany, there is a little bit more musicality. So he, when wrote the Divine Comedy, he wrote like a poetry, and he make like the terzina. There is the A, B, A, C, B, C, B. So, nel mezzo del cammin di nostra vita, mi ritrovai per una selva oscura che la diritta via era smarrita. So the first verso is like the third, and the two with the four and the six, and the five go with another. And he decided to utilize it, the language when because try to imagine, he started to live in Florence. He loves Florence every time and everywhere. And when he arrives to the top, to the carica in Florence, after 2 months, after they makes his exile. So in that part of the commedia, he's really strong with Florence, and some places so loves with his city. So he decided to write in the Vulgar with the Florentine language. And today you can find something in the Florentine language, but after the Italian, because try to imagine, the Divine Comedy, it was a really bestseller, the first bestseller in in the Middle Age, because there is no stampa and there is more amanuenses, monks. They write everything. So some people buy amanuensis monk that write the Divine Comedy, and it arrives in every part of Europe. And after, try to imagine, because the Divine Comedy is also today really actuality. Because try to imagine the Middle Age, the 19% of people, they don't and can't study. They don't say to write and to read. So the Divine Comedy, it's like a cantos. There is 100 cantos, and when you speak the poetry of Dante, it's like a sing. So some people that work to the field during his work speak nel mezzo del cammin di nostra vita mi ritrovai per una selva oscura, etc. So they don't say to write and read, but they speak, and the orality, the word go on and arrive in every part of Tuscany, and after in every part of Italy. And
okay,
start
correctly. Another reason that it spread so much was because people that couldn't read and write, they would learn it orally and recite it, and they fell in love with the rhythm. You were saying that Dante had a specific rhythm that he repeated and followed that made it really musical. And you were saying earlier, it sounded like you're saying that he actually traveled to different regions to study the language of the dialect. If you guys heard, he said dialetto, that means dialect, in the different regions to compare and actually choose what type of language he wanted to write in. Is that right?
Yes, it's true. You it's perfect, like the words that you choose for to explain this. He tried to listen every dialectos, and after, at the end, he chose the Florentine because he was born in Florence. And after, began to write in verso, and there is 11 syllaba. Every verso of the Divine Comedy is 11 syllabe. And there is the 11 and the 3. So every terzina is 33 syllaba, like the 33 years of Christ.
Oh,
And
wow.
yes, there is a really beautiful the Divine Comedy because there is different typologies that you can read the opera. Dante said that there is four typologies that you can read the opera. The first is the literary, so you can find you can read. It's like the heart. After there is the morality. It's like a water because you can learn something that you can use during your life during your life every day. After there is the third significate, it's the allegoria, allos. There is the air because you can find a symbol and you can read something more. And after there is the four typology of significate, it's like the fire, it's like the significato anagogico. In English area, anagogic significated, it's like the fire, it's like a significate, like a little bit more. It's like because some Dantistas, some people that learn Dante say that maybe the Divine Comedy it's like the first Evangelio, Quinto Vangelo. The Papa Paolo VI, I don't know in English, during the 1101, so 100 ago, the Papa Paolo VI say the Divine Comedy is the Quinto Vangelo. So if you want to read something like a history of the Christ, you can read also the Divine Comedy. So try to imagine it's like the Divine Comedy is really important, and the Divine Comedy is the mother of the Italian language. So and Dante is the father because Dante writes, and the Divine Comedy it's like the book where you can find every words that we today we use in the Italian language.
Mhm.
And try to imagine that the really name is not Dante, it's Durante. But the friend asked Dante because better song, Durante, Dante, come here. No? And in the significate, and also the significate is important because Durante, if there is something that during in the time, Durante, it's like the eternity, like his poetry. And
Yeah.
Dante, it's like a people that give Dante. It's like Latin. It's Dante. It's the people that give, and he give the language of Italian, and his opera. It's forever.
Wow, this is so interesting to learn. I'm the kind of person that when you put history into a story like this that I can connect with, I love it. But usually if I just go in a museum, it's pretty much lost on me. So I'm enjoying this conversation. So a couple of things that's so interesting. So dare is the word to give. So he's saying there's a similarity between dare, to give, and Dante is someone that gives. And then the other thing was Durante was his actual name, and Durante means during, and he's saying it's kind of like the Dante is enduring the times, like eternity. And I also wanted to point out, like in my head, the fact that he spent so much time visiting so many different places just to choose the language before he even started to write is similar to what I would, as an artist, it would be as if I went around to different countries looking at their minerals that they have and choosing the pigments for my paints. So I can appreciate how what he created is a true labor of love and artistry.
So try to imagine this. It was a really difficult that during a period really bad for Dante, and where he thinks sometimes to kill him, try to suicide, because try to imagine you are the best in Florence, you are the first sindaco, you go in Rome because the Pope Bonifacio VIII called Dante to Rome to try to find some a good politic piano for to stay good Rome and Florence because there is a little bit of war. And when Dante is in Rome, Bonifacio VIII speak with another people of the another part of political Florence, I Guelfi Neri. Dante stay with the white Guelfi Bianchi, And the Papa say to Dante, stay here with Rome, we speak about something like this. And after, Corso Donati, the other politic, come to Florence with some people to the hordes and change the government in Florence. So when Dante come back to Florence, arrive near Florence and they say, if you go inside, we kill you because you are exiled. So you are the best, go in Rome and you come back and you are nothing. So he tried to come back and go in the Casentino Valley because there don't arrive the Comune of Florence. There is also some feudatarios. It's like the people that have the castle and say, Dante, come here. I give to you eat and you can sleep here. And you are a really good person that write so good and write for me. So you stay in the castle and I give to you to live. But his house go on the fire. Every children, when the boys, when I ride to the 11 and 18 years, go away from Florence. Only his wife, Gemma Donata, stay in Florence. Try to imagine. So if you think Dante like this, in this period when he lives our personality health, so in that moment he decided to write the Divine Comedy. True, after for us it was the best in that bad moment for him, and it was so good also for him because the art so saved Dante. So, for example, you are now like we say a month ago, and you are an artist. So when you make a video and you explain like it's your painting, or you explain in future your travel, you help us with your imagination, and you try to think better in the future. So it's really good like you do. And Dante make like this, how? Because there is an internet, there are nothing. So in the castle he write, and decide to write something that all people can understand and learn, not only the people that know the Latin. So he is the father of the Italian language because he decided to write in the language of the people, and also the people can't write, they can't read. But so he said, how can also help these people that can read and can also learn. So he decided to write in poetry. So for this, he's the great poet, grande poeta, il sommo poeta. In Italian, we say, when we speak about Dante also, it's beautiful, but because in Italy there is a really, really good poetry, people that write really good, and every people we know with the surname. So Boccaccio, Petrarca, Leopardi, Manzoni, it's the surname, but only the name we speak about Dante. It's because Dante is the father of us. And try to imagine that in Italy, the language the language and the culture start before that Italia was a nation. Try to imagine that we are Italian from 1861. After that, Garibaldi take the south of Italy, and Vittorio Emanuele II arrive, and we make the Italia. But we speak Italian before because Dante wrote the Divine Comedy. So it's particular because today you can see that Italian we make a little bit in the moment of where unification during when the football team go on to play to the Mundial, and also when there is elecciones, when we go to say I want this. If not, the Italian in general stay in these regions, in this place. There is a really, really different culture, beautiful, because you can go in Umbria, you can find the dish of Umbria, St. Francis, and something. You go in Tuscany, Renasciment. You go in Sicily, because it's a small nation, but you can find a really different. It's so beautiful for this. Try to imagine that you go on the Alpi, that you know that you stay there, and you go in Sicily. You are in Italy, but you can find something to the Arabic period in Sicily with Federico II, and you go in the Etna volcans, and you go to the Alpi, you can also read something near to the.
I think you have a call.
Sorry,
So
sorry,
you would.
because something tried to call me. So you can find something like this. It's really, really beautiful.
Right. So I think he's
Sorry,
talking.
because I am with the.
No worries.
Okay.
You're popular, Dante. So yes, I think Riccardo is pointing out when it comes to soccer teams and elections, they're very united as Italians. But other than that, each region is like its own country. It has its own traditions, its own dishes, its own dialect and languages. So people ask me all the time, why Italy? Why did you choose to focus your travel company just on Italy? And like I almost, to me it's a no-brainer. It's so diverse. There's so much to explore there, and it ranges from just the landscape alone, from beautiful pristine beaches that look like the Maldives to the amazing mountains, the Dolomites in the north that look, you know, and touch the Alps, and lakes and the rolling hills, and more kind of cave and desert like areas. It's just amazing. So there's so much variety. I wanted to know, um, first of all, while you're talking, I thought about the fact that you were saying how he wrote for the people. And back then, that is so revolutionary, because in that time, artists lived from commissions. They would be commissioned by important people to create works of art, or the church. Was Dante commissioned to write this, or was it just something he gave to the people?
Allora, it's a really good question. Thank you for this. No, Dante, every works that Dante do, it's for because he wants to give something. So the first opera of Dante is the Vita Nova, the new life, because try to imagine that in Florence in this period, Dante stay in a small group where there is some poets that speak about the symbol, like the woman, it's like the way for a man for arrive to the God. And something like this is so revolutionary. So they must speak in a, it's like with the symbol in the poetry, they can speak about this openness. Because if not, the church kill him and something. Because Dante start to write in symbol, because Dante is not too easy to the enter to learn. Because if the church finds that Dante think like a revolutionary and they understand like this, the church kills Dante. And also when Dante writes in the hell, and there is in the hell some hope, when the church read like this, they try to find Dante and kill him. Dante in this life, Florence tried to kill him, and the church tried to kill him. And he wrote something because he'd like to come back to Florence for his heart. So he writes the Convivio, the Vulgar Eloquentia, and after the comedy. And in the 1315, the Comune of Florence say, Dante, if you want to come back in Florence, you can. But you must to ask perdono, you must to say that you are in error, and you come back the day in Florence, and you must to come back like this, and you must to plead sorry. And he say, why I must to do this? I write a Divine Comedy. I stay in another part, and I can live my life in my city. My family go away from Florence. I stay so bad. And I write like some beautiful. I must to come back in Florence because in this time, in this mood, and he say no. He say if he preferred to stay in Ravenna where he died, and they want to come back in Florence like this. He said, if I want to come back in Florence, Florence must to recognize me my level, because I arrive to write something that go on in the time. And the Divine Comedy try to imagine the next year, 2021, it's the 7th year under from the death of Dante. Dante died in the night between 13 and 14 September 1321. And next year, and in 2021, we in Italian, we try and we will make something great, because we must to know again Dante, because every people speak about Dante, but there are no more people that know Dante. So, like I say to you, next year we prepare experience, travel, way, caminos, we try to make experience where we go for a walk from Florence in the place where Dante lived his exile, and we go to make something really cultural, artistic, and also that we know the people of the territory, and we go to try everything of the dishes, the cuisines, the something really good, because we must to do two things: read, work, study, and live better the moment. And after, like you make in your videos, try the wine, try the aperitivo, try the heat, and so it was a really bad period of Dante, but maybe also for us, this period, the quarantine, it's really bad. But maybe from this, we must start to make a revolution inside and after outside. Now, and in Italy, when there is this period, like the peste in 1348, like Boccaccio writes in the Camerone, after that, there was the Renaissance. So in Italy, we must to give a really good message to the world about this.
Beautiful. Riccardo, I'm wondering, how did you become so interested in Dante? How did you learn all this? And it's clear you're super passionate about it. So where does that come from?
So thank you also for this question. Try to imagine, I do something really some things in my life, but the first, when I was young, I like so much to play football. I play football in the Florentina teams. I am a fan of Florentina football teams, and when I was young, I stay in these football teams. So try to imagine a small younger that every day go to the trainer, and after, when the first teams go to play in the stadium, I go also to recuperate the ball and give it to that players. There is the time of Battistuta, the time of Rui Costa, so the really good Florentine period. After that, I can't, but I give the best of me. I played always, but in 2001, the Florentina failure, like a society. So I go on to play football, and I live with the football for after 5 years. And after I study in Italiano diritto, it's like a lawyer. I study to become a lawyer, and during in this exam of a philosophy of lawyer, and there is a teacher that say, in this exam you must to know about the Divine Comedy, because the question was, is it the Infernos, the hells, constitutionality or inconstitutionality? Because he said, if I am a people that like so much to eat, and I am and I died and I go to the hell, why I must to go to the hell for eternity if I eat a little bit more for 20 years? And the teacher say, there is not constitutionally, and there is a period that I can make better for to don't stay there. And he say, you must write this canto, this canto, this cantos. So I do this. I pass the exam. And after that, from November 2007, after January 2008, I study alone all the hell of Dante. And I find that in the Canto 30, there is the castle near my house in Casentino, the Castello of Romena. You will go, I will see to you when you come back in Italy, and all the people that come and can want to go to Italy. And after that, from January to March 2008, I read the Purgatory. And I find also that another castle, the Castle of Poppi, is inside the opera of Dante with the Battle of Campaldino. So I say, I find something in the hell and something in the Purgatory, in the valley where I live when I was young. So I go to read the Paradise, and from March 2008 until August 2008. And I say, if I find something about the Casentino Valley in the Paradise, I go to invent something. And I find that in the Canto 11 of Paradise, I find the St. Francis and the Sanctuary of La Verna. And I say, I have something like this. So I prepare a small book where there is the painter of Gustave Doré. if you want, you must go to see. It's a really good painter of the Divine Comedy. I will send to you something about this. I'm sure that you like it. And after I say how I can explain a really good about Dante, but I want to try to make a better experience for the people. So I go to Florence and I see 10 places where there is make this dress, sartoria, the dresses. And it's small, it's big, and arrive in a place in the another part of the River Arno and Florence, Villa d'Arno. And I go inside of this, and the people inside say me, "Its dress is perfect for you. What do you want to do with this? I'd like to buy. To buy? Why? No, we always to rent to the Americans because they like so much to put the dress, go to the party. Yet I like so much to take the people and go in the castle of Dante and explain something with the dress and make a photo. We make a good experience." And one people the head say me to the 26 cantos of the Divine Comedy, one of the most famous in the hell. And I go to say to the Memoria, I say etc. And he say, "Perfect, discount." So I can pay this dress because you say like this, but this is the same that we make in the Middle Age. So in 1 year, I pay every month something, and I buy this. After, we open the Cultural Association, the Friends of Dante in Casentino, and we start to work with the schools. So we take the small students in the castle, and we arrive there with donkey. I go with the donkey and go right there. After there is a falconry interaction, there is a falconiere with the falcon.
Mm-hmm.
And after I put the dress and I speak to the students in the way that can understand. After that, I go on and we make something nice with explication the Divine Comedy. In 2015, we start with the Camino Di Dante in Casentino. It's like a Camino, like the way of Santiago, but it starts from Florence and arrives to the Castle of Poppi. And there is 11 top where you can, for a walk, you stay there, sleep, read the Divine Comedy, the people, you try everything, the dish.
They stop along the way to rest and then they continue.
And after, we at the end of this year, we start with a learning place, a learning site, where if you are a people that you want to learn Italian, you can pay something in a year, and you go inside. There is a videos, a course where you can learn Italian. After, you can understand the Divine Comedy with subtitle in your language, and also if you want, you can interagire. So you can call me and say me, "Oh, I don't understand something like this. How I can do? Go there. Today we make a lection for you, every people that speak English or speak Spanish, and we make a really big group of people that like Dante, the Italian language, the food, and the travel. And we are here. Try to imagine and that in this month, when we are in the quarantine here, we go on with some courses of Dante. And try to imagine the first corso, his title is Dante Like a Man, a Poetry. There is more than 100 people in every part of the world follow this corso, and more people from America. So I'm really happy that in America I like so much Dante, and I'm really happy that now we try to serve some people that like to travel to Italy, like you, that you are a different agency because you think in different things, and so the experience is different. It's not just the agency, it's the people inside the agency and also the philosophy of the people of the agency. So I like so much to stay here, and thank you very much always.
Yeah, I wanted to say to you that Creative Edge Travel is special because of people like you that have done something with your passion, because we really try to work with only our friends that have created something from their passion, or we create something together. So the fact that you noticed this passion and you studied it and you felt inspired to do something with it and share it with other people, thank you for doing that, so that we can have something special to offer to our guests. And I can't wait for them to come to Italy and meet you in person and see those amazing castles and sanctuaries in the countryside in Casentino, which is an area that's not as visited as Florence and south of Florence. So lots to discover.
And I don't say to you, and thank you very much. I hope that you can go in Italy when you want. Say me with time, because if you come here 2 weeks, 1 week, I'd like that you know everything, because if I can stay to you with your people, perfect. But if you want, you can make this you, because I explain to you everything, because I am one, and I like so much to share, like I know, like my passion, because it's beautiful like this. I hope that you share your passion like you do, because I like so much when you find things, when you take photo from Albany, when you stay there. I like so much this. So it's in the future, there is two typologies of people. The people that share his or her or its love from something, and they share. And after, the people give to you, because it's like a circle. And there is the people that then can understand before this philosophy, this something you must to feel. So in the future, that people naturally arrive to be the leader. The leader, not because something give an election you, because you in your interior election, and you want to share something beautiful. The beautiful, it's only the way now, because if you are an artist like you can share your art with the people that can follow you. And if I feel better when I see you, why I don't must to follow you? And you must to do something always a little more better. It's beautiful, because you are always inside of you say how I can make something really better, because the people that follow me stay well. And if you ask something like this, the people don't understand this, feel this, and you can share the love.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Thank you so much. Yeah. Well, this was great, Riccardo. Thank you for sharing so many fascinating stories. I know you're full of more stories about Dante and about Italy and where you're from. Hopefully we'll have a chance to hear more of those. But for now, you guys, we are going to read all the comments. So please leave comments. Let us know if you found this interesting, if you learned something about Dante you didn't know, if you are excited about coming to Italy and getting to meet Riccardo and doing these type of experiences. Drop us a comment and give us a thumbs up. We'd love to hear from you. And yeah, if you're interested, get in touch. We can always start planning for next year when it will be safer, and get those things booked and have it to look forward to, right? So Riccardo, did you have anything else you wanted to say?
Yes, I'd like to say to you, if there is some question that the people that follow us and follow you and follow now in this direct, if you want, I can contest to every question if there is. And also, I'm really happy to wait you, Sierra, and your people that want to come to Italy. So if you go in Tuscany or in every part, I can serve you perfect. If you want some information that you just know everything, for me, you are another Italian. You are American, but you are just an Italian, because I see your where you stay, Puglia, Sicilia, Campania, you stay in every place. So I can say to you, some people in Italian don't travel in Italy like you. So I thank you very much, because I can feel, I see that it's love. If not, you can go on Italy like this. After you pass your knowledge to your people that travel with you, it is good. But you before go on alone or with the people. So at the first time, you are welcome if you come back. If you come back with some people, you can always ask to me something. I stay to you and the people that come here. And if you want, I can serve. If there is some question, I'm here. And also, now I don't to do the part in English. from if you want to learn Italian. But in future, Spain and English are the first language that I want to translate everything that I know. The first is Italian. It's true because I must. You don't know, but there is maybe before some. It's a necessity. It's necessary to explain to the Italians because the Italians now they go on near Dante for the quarantine, and because next year there is 700 from the died of Dante. And I like so much to explain in the like the people can understand. So in Italian, I must to speak in Italian, explain to Italian, but in a typologize. And also in English, in another, because it's another language. And if you know a language, you can also impart things like the people speak in this language. So I like so much to serve the Americans, that speak in English in the best form that I can do. So I must to study, learn, and I want to give to you the best.
Oh, yes, that sounds like a lot of work, but I'm glad that you're sharing it. And we look forward to your book coming out one day. Let us know and keep us updated about that. But yeah, if you guys have questions, leave it in the comments and Riccardo and I will answer. Thank you so much, Riccardo. I really enjoyed this conversation and I'm looking forward to more conversations in the future. And coming back to Italy, I'm really wishing I could get back there by now. So hopefully everyone will stay home, stay safe, wear their mask, and get through this period so we can all get back to adventuring and experiencing the world and all the cultural beauty it has to offer and enrich our lives with. So thank you guys. Grazie mille. Ci sentiamo presto.
Grazie a te Serra, ci vediamo presto, sempre una gioia, e se poi c'è da fare altri commenti, altre interviste, io sempre a disposizione, felicissimo di farlo.
Perfetto, grazie mille. Ciao ciao.